Oh, you know me. You guys know me. You know I like to put content out. You know me. Anyway, what I got for you guys? Oh, we talk about you DLSS fans. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? All right, look. Nvidia DLSS 4 now available in over 125 games and apps. Doom the Dark Ages, Path Tracing updated in June, and even more DLSS titles. Says here, what do we got here? Says here, the number is only going to grow in the coming months, as Nvidia has also announced that they have 10 more games that will receive DLSS 4 support soon. These titles include Crimson Desert, F125, FBC Firebreak, Inzoi, Motorium, Mind's Eye, Portal with RTX, Roadcraft, Splitgate 2, and Wu Chan 2 Fallen Feathers. Says here, coming to RTX Remix side, there are now over 100 RTX Remix mod released to date, with 350 active remix projects underway. And Nvidia today announced that the Portal RTX upgrade will be available on the 18th of May today, offering DLSS 4 and RTX Neural Radiance cache support. The company is also hosting an RTX mod contest there, where the community can win over 50,000 in prize and mod DBs through competition. It says here, lately we have talked about Doom the Dark Ages. The game is getting enhanced RTX support over the already stunning RTX reflection and global illumination integration and support for DLSS. Says here, plus Reflex. In June, the game will receive a brand new update which will add path tracing and DLSS ray reconstruction, further upcoming the visual fidelity and performance. The title can be boosted to deliver up to 7x the FPS versus the native resolution in path tracing using DLSS 4, which is quite an impressive leap. Then it says, overall, there are some nice updates for GeForce RTX gamers from Nvidia. The company is going to be offering more updates with newer titles and better driver support in future updates. So stay tuned for those too. Yeah, we got 23 comments. You know, let's see what they're talking about here. Someone who is this? Battle said this. Can't wait to try this out when path tracing update drop. We need path tracing in everything. Like I said long time ago, ray tracing is dead. Y'all thought I was joking. All right. Anyway, it says here, DLSS will be fond remembered as a feature that killed Radeon, and DLSS was the final nail in the coffin. Oh, you mean Radeon? Anyway, right? Not unless AMD got something to say about it. But anyway, says here, then BR said this. Thanks Nvidia, my Ampere GPU is useless now. And then Prince said this. The 30 series card absolutely crushed in this game. And it says, what are you talking about? TDA incredibly well optimized. And then Wizard said this, cry me a river. And then Axe said this, DLSS 4 works on Ampere. And then Space, he's like, to all the AMD bots, new FSR is only for new cards. Yeah, FSR 4 should FSR 4 should have been supported on the Steam Deck out the gate. I don't know what AMD was thinking about that. Just saying. Wizard X said this, Billy Bob and the crew of AMD ALTS already knows this, but they don't care. And then Billy Bob said this, if I had 5,000 grand burning a hole in my pocket just to away on anything, if I was going to buy a card, I would still buy a 9070 over the 5090 or a 5080 or a 5080 or a 5070 Ti. Why? Because I'm not a retard like the rest of you brain dead. But reality is, I just keep the 5,000 and spend nothing, because there is no Half-Life 2 or Doom 3 style games anymore. You know, real cutting edge PC games designed ground up for computers, pushing the industry forward anymore, warranting worthy of buying or high-end graphics card. Well, not unless Half-Life 3 got something to say about that. But anyway, says here, the only real gaming today is coming from indie/mod scenes. And it says AA and A and none of required high-end, not of high-end. It says multiple platform games with ray tracing track on isn't cutting-edge technology. You can, like I said, ray tracing is dead. I've been said this. But you guys looked at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. But anyway, it says you can make any old game taxing with ray tracing track on. Man, it's a cop out. It's a shame. Anyway, and then Swamp said this. Nobody cares about their property. It says this is an ad, not an article, and also why I stopped using this site. He's talking about WCCF Tech. Anyway, and then Super Duper said this. Hardly any game has inferior FSR4 support. See, AMD should have put FSR4 on the Steam Deck. What were they thinking? But on this little fella here, and he says, and here we have misguided people that bought a 9070 XT for $800. And then Rick James said this. AMD needs to make FSR available to all their Radeon cards. Facts. Yeah. And quit exclusive segmenting features to help one thing. Low FSR adoption is likely because they made it only for RDNA 4. There's less incentive for the developers to build around that if that's the only target. How my RDNA 4 cards are out there compared to RDNA 3, RDNA 2, and 1? Good question. And then Super Duper said this. Yeah, main point again, they again fooled people thanks to AMD Unbox and AMD Nexus. he must be talking about Gamers Nexus anyway. And then Wizard said, early example of lying and brain dead fanatics. Anyway, Billy Bob said this. The only thing fool is yourself. LOL. And Billy Bob says, 9070 XT can be had for less than 800 all day on Alibaba. Only misguided people bought Nvidia, which was inferior drivers and power connectors, and the only reason DLSS exists is because Nvidia performance is so. In ray tracing, they have to use upscaling tech. LOL, AMD was right all along. Besides, you can inject FSR4 in any game. Anyway. And then Billy Bob said, oh my god, fire gloss on the roof, oh my god, orange hue around back of the cabin, oh my god, slightly higher res reflection, LOL. Doom the Dark Ages graphically looks like just like every video game today. As far as it having actual cutting edge technology, none of it's impressive, none of it's cutting edge. It's all multi-platform development. Even games like Uncharted 3 were more cutting edge than games like Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever, because that was designed to harness the power of PS3 and only release on PS3 at the time. And Killzone 2 and 3, same. He says GTA 6 is designed to work on PC or PS5 or Xbox Series X and S. LOL. Maybe even Switch. He says, I haven't been slightly impressed by any game graphics since PS3. Hey, look, Killzone 3, that damn scene still impressed me till this day. But anyway, just saying. And then Nunn said this, and over 300 game crashing despite countless hotfix. Who was this? Solid said this. Savage. Then user said this. And yet their drivers are still broken. And then Wizards X. Their drivers work great using a 576.40 without any issues. The only thing broken is your brain. And then Space 97 said this. And yet they still have better technology. Laughing emoji. Yeah, that's the end of the article. Yeah. Intel versus AMD versus Nvidia. The saga continues, man. Yeah. These little commenters give their opinions, but Nvidia Dlss 4 is available on 125 games and plus 10, so it's really about 135. But back on that AMD situation though, FSR 4 should have worked on the Steam FSR 4 should have worked on the Steam Deck right out the gate. Seriously, we know that the high-end graphics card are going to get FSR 3 and FSR 4, but FSR 4 should have worked on the Steam Deck right out the gate. We know 3 works, but what about 4? Just saying. Anyway, but other than that, man, Nvidia, DLSS, and like I said before, ray tracing is dead. I was the first one that said it. I said it was dead, and people looked at me like I was crazy, like I didn't know what I was talking about. See, the commenters back me up on that. But anyway, yeah, Nvidia, man. But other than that, man, you Nvidia nerds have fun. You know, AMD always got something to say. You know, so plus Intel, they always got something to say too. So, you know, little competitive conversation between the Intel fans, AMD fans, Nvidia fans, and of course ARMS. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, the Star Wars Star Trek, Borg, Dark Side. Come on. Peace.